Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today, we're going to be talking about Rick's Jaeger-Lecoutre collection. Actually, it's a Jaeger-Lecoutre and Friends collection because there were a few more watches that Rick has, quite a few, I might add. But today, we're just going to look at part of it. So let's get started. And like I said, we started off with Jaeger-Lecoutre. The first two, well, actually, it's the same watch with it's called a Jaeger-Lecoutre Reverso Duo, and then the boutique is that this is a special watch. I think they only made like 25 or something of this particular model. Rick seems to have a lot of very rare ones. Now, the size on this one is 49.7 this way and 20.9 this way. So that's important later on when we take a look at something else, another watch. And on one side you have the gray dial and the small seconds, and then you flip it over and you've got a night and day. Well, you can do the night and day. You can have the white one be the day and the black one be the night, or the gray one be the night, or however you want to set it up. But that's a Jaeger-Lecoutre Reverso Duo, and the boutique means it's a special one. Now these next two, one is called the Master Ultra Thin Perpetual Calendar, and really it's for perpetual calendar. It's relatively reasonable. Now, it has actually it has four subdials. At 12 o'clock, you've got the moon phase. At 3 o'clock, you've got the hand date. At 6, you got the month, the name of the month, and then over at 9 o'clock, you have the day of the week. So you really have, I mean, this is quite a watch that you have here with the Master Ultra Thin Perpetual. Now, next to it is another very, very cool Jaeger-Lecoutre. It's called the Polaris Geographic World Time. And you have the white rim and then the dark rim. They're both inner rims on that. And they indicate whether the time is during the night or during the day. This serves the same function as a day-night little thing that flips over back and forth. Okay, now this one also has a hand date over at 3 o'clock. It's got the small seconds down at 6 o'clock. And then it has a power reserve indicator over at around 10 o'clock. It's one of those little fan subdials or fan-shaped subdials. Anyway, it's another very cool watch. You got the one crown over at 3 o'clock, where most crowns go, and the other one over around 10 o'clock for setting. Now, this next one, you may notice it's a little bigger than the rest because this is one I really like. In fact, it's one I'd really like to get. Now, this is a Jaeger-Lecoutre Geophysique True Second, but this is a special one. I think they only made like 100 of these or something like that. And with the blue dial for the True Second, what a True Second does is that it jumps from 1 second to the other. They used to call these doctor watches for taking a pulse, and they would count the seconds as they went by. I believe also this has jumping hours too, so that's another thing that it makes it a very interesting watch. All right, now here again we've got another set of Jaeger-Lecoutre Reverso Dual Tribute. Okay, and this is called the Casa Fagliano version of this Reverso. Now, it has a blue dial, and the flip over dial is white. It looks pretty much like the other one, but there's a difference. I asked Rick, I said, are these, I just thought, well, maybe it's different light, but they're really two different Reversos. The height of this one, rather than 49.7, is just 47, and the width is wider. It's 28 instead of 20.9. Now, Rick said this was a little small and he likes to wear it more. He said this one is somehow more comfortable and he likes it better. Uh, it's it's really beautiful, and both of them are 18 karat gold. All right, well, I know that that's not very many Jaeger-LeCoultres, but that's all that Rick has. And so he has a few other ones we need to take a look at too. Uh, on the left there is a Roger Dubuis Sympathie. The Sympathie is my favorite model. It has sort of looks like an old-fashioned frame around it. And this was one of Roger Dubuis' sort of like identifying. If you see a shape like that, it's probably going to be a Roger Dubuis. And this one has the Geneva seal, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous watch. This is the model that I'd like to get if I could find one, probably in stainless steel, broken, what I could likely to afford. The next one is one that is very, very cool. It's a Chopard, and it's a Chopard Coin Burgess. And sorry about the pronunciation. I do the best I can. This one it's the Coin Burgess is what a place, a location that Chopard used to be located, so they named after that. The Quadrille for Vacheron Constantin is also named after this little island-like place where Vacheron Constantin had one of its factories at one time. This one's got, this is a super interesting one. It's got, over around 4 o'clock, it's got a little day of the week. But it has a full stick to it, and in the middle, rather than just having a single hand, it sort of has one of these double hands, and the top one goes to the day number, and the bottom one goes to the name of the day. That could be helpful for both of them. Small seconds over there, about between 7 and 8 o'clock. Another cool watch, very good looking watch. These watches are beautiful. I've seen several of them in person, and they're really nice looking watches. Okay, moving right along. We got every one of these watches I would just, oh boy, I would love to have. This is an Lange Söhne, close as I can get. Lange 1, okay? And I think they only made they're really low number of these, 5 or 20 or something like that. They didn't make very many of this model, and it's really a gorgeous one. It's got your big dial, and a lot of times people refer to this particular model as the big date, but it's a Lange 1. And it has the power reserve indicator sort of off the 3 o'clock. And it's part of the large dial, or where the large dial would normally go. And it goes to the auf to the ab, right? To full to finish. I probably have another word for it than that, though. Beautiful, beautiful watch. Now, this next one is a Laurent Ferrier micro rotor square. Here's another gorgeous watch. The thing about Laurent Ferrier's watches is a certain type of smoothness to them, for lack of a better term. In other words, they remind me in certain ways, but not in all ways, just in certain ways, of H. Moser's. This beautiful, beautiful dial that Laurent Ferrier has on this. This is a micro rotor with little rotor, so you can flip it over and see the back very clearly. This is another great looking watch. Now, this final one, what Rick did, he took a picture of it, and then he took 2 other pictures of it to show the different kinds of bands. This is a Vacheron Constantin overseas dual time. Now, what happened when Vacheron and Constantin came out with their new model in 2016, they also added these special easy release bands, and they gave you three of them. They gave you a rubber one, it's on the left. They gave you a gator one in the middle, and then they gave you a metal bracelet. And yeah, you want to change from one to the other, just piece of cake to change them. Anyway, now the interesting thing about Rick's collection, this is just a part of it. I'll be here all day with Rick's full collection. So we're going to, as time goes by, we're going to be looking at different parts of Rick's collection, and I would love to hear from you. Any ideas you have? The idea I have is Rick may already have one of these. He's got so many, I'm not sure, and that would be one of the new H. Moserette C's, one of the ones that have those clear dials. They're just beautiful, really gorgeous watches. And the closest, I mean, it would be pretty close to that Laurent Ferrier, but they're super cool watches. And anyway, we're gonna. I don't want to talk too much about it because I think he's got some other surprises up his sleeve, not mine. Okay, well, that's it for today. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.